It's exactly 5:33 a.m. on Monday, February 16th, 17th, 2025. I just tried to quietly use the facilities in this bathroom 5 minutes ago. And as soon as I literally sat on that toilet that I have a bag on right now, the psychopath who likes to sit somewhere in the vicinity of the wall behind this shower stall started blowing and propagating all kinds of intense fumes and odors from behind that wall. And at the same time, she started using her directed energy device to electronically assault me while I was quietly trying to sit on that toilet in the dark with the lights off. I actually have to close the door because there's always some kind of smoke or fumes of some kind of vaping or smoking going on from behind that wall. It is not the living space of Unit 78. It's a utility closet that separates my shower stall from the living space of Unit 78. So my understanding is that even if there is someone in Unit 78, that utility closet that houses the pipes to my shower can be independently accessed from another location. Where, I don't know, but that was what a maintenance manager told me years ago. And throughout this night, I've been kept awake and prevented from sleeping by Irizarry, the perving, creeping, psycho trash psychopath's ongoing use of a directed energy device, and some smacking and banging from, again, the area behind my shower stall when I went into my bathroom a few times over the last maybe 30 minutes. So it is 5:30 on a holiday morning, and it's very quiet other than the psycho scum asswipe that gets agitated against the wall behind my bathroom when I try to use a toilet in the middle of the night. This is still pretty much the middle of the night. It's dark outside. And we just had snow yesterday. So, see, completely dark. It's still 5:30 in the morning, so it's dark. Now I have to call the Greenville group and tell them that in spite of dozens of emails and voicemails over the last few years regarding Jasmine Irizarry's admitted use of a directed energy weapon to electronically harass me based on what she can see and hear me doing in the privacy of my bathroom, the Greenville group have chosen to not address the behavioral issues of the psycho trash psychopath who they continue to choose to house in this building in violation of their own stated policy that this is a building for people who have jobs and have to pay their rent out of pocket and have normal everyday responsibilities. It seems that they are making exceptions for certain psycho trash scumbags such as Irizarry and Jason DaCosta, the compulsive masturbating piece of shit who continues to be housed in Unit 88 directly behind that wall right there. Although he's been pretty quiet the last few days. There hasn't been a lot of compulsive masturbatory noises from behind that wall over the last few days, but he's still physically in that unit. I don't know why they're continuing to house him in that unit. So now I have to call the Greenville group, leave them a voicemail, and file a restraining order because I have been completely unable to sleep since 1 a.m. because as soon as I turned my lights off and started lying on this bed quietly on my back, because I tend to sleep on my back facing the ceiling, Irizarry, the perving, creeping, psycho trash psychopath who has been using a directed energy device on, she just I don't even know how this works, but she just hit me again with that directed energy device, and I'm not standing in a puddle of water with my finger in an electric socket. That's exactly what the feeling is like. It is a electric energy output device that emits electromagnetic output, just like your cell phone does, just like your router does. But this device concentrates the electromagnetic output. So whereas your cell phone, emits like a small field of electromagnetic output because it is an electromagnetic device, and your router emits a greater field of electromagnetic output, an electromagnetic device, such as a directed energy weapon, concentrates electromagnetic output that other devices sort of diffusely emit. A directed energy weapon concentrates it and literally directs a beam of electromagnetic output at people, places, and things. So this just happened, and it's been going on all night. This psycho trash psychopath seems to be extremely psychotic, obsessive, mentally disordered, behaviorally dysregulated. She sits in the bathroom or the area behind the area of my shower stall in the bathroom of 78 or around the bathroom of 78 for hours at a time, doxing her own physical presence by deliberately smoking and propagating intense amounts of what smells like marijuana cigar smoke. Right now, it smelled like a combination of cigar and marijuana. I mean, it's just constant. This piece of shit is so mentally disturbed. They should go jump off a bridge, because that kind of a life is probably not a life worth living. I've been informed that she is a professional harasser. So maybe she's getting paid a lot of money, but that's not a lot of fun, sitting behind the wall of someone's shower stall, smacking the wall, smoking marijuana or cigars just to harass the other person, and then literally using surveillance devices to perv and creep all over what they do in the privacy of their bathroom, and then using a directed energy device to assault them when they physically sit on the toilet or have to stand in the shower with no clothes on. Now, that's a mentally disturbed piece of shit right there. And that is Irizarry, Greenville's so-called surveillance expert, as multiple Greenville staffers have referred to her over the last few years. They proudly call her their surveillance expert. So is this some kind of a approved surveillance situation where she is getting paid to do that and it's okay, like it's not against the law? I mean, they've admitted it so blatantly that you have to wonder what kind of permission they've gotten to do that kind of thing from law enforcement. Oh, that's right. They lie. They lie and defame their way into getting what they want from all kinds of government agencies, from the courts, from everybody involved. They are pathological liars, and they've been lying about me for years. And they've somehow managed to get permission from the local police department to use surveillance devices in my living space. I just hit the nail on the head. There we go. That's why they so blatantly brag about it, and how they praise Jasmine Irizarry's abilities in terms of the surveillance usage of devices that they have admitted are located somewhere in this unit right here. The Greenville group are mentally disturbed criminals themselves. If you ever spoke to any of their staffers, they're not really normal either. And they refuse to address any kind of behavioral issues on the part of the multiple Department of Mental Health inmates that they've chosen to place in all the adjacent units to this one. Why are all the DMH inmates in this building placed around my unit, and my unit only, it seems? I don't see any raving sociopaths wandering around from the back of the building. They're all in the bathroom behind this wall, or directly below, or right there. That's just a strange coincidence, isn't it? When Greenville claims that this building is for people who actually have jobs outside of the building, like corporate employment, and who work and pay rent out of pocket, but then they house a mentally disturbed compulsive masturbator who never leaves his unit for 2 years directly in the unit behind that wall. They house a violent wall slamming, ceiling banging piece of shit psycho thug directly below in 76, and they continue to permit Irizarry, their perving, creeping, psycho trash psychopath, to continually access the area behind my shower stall, claiming that there's a new tenant in unit 78, but it's somebody who behaves exactly like the old tenant, Irizarry, the psycho trash psychopath. It's really creepy. They should make a horror movie about this building, because I'm pretty sure that most horror movies are based on what goes on in this building. I mean, it's a horror show. It's a circus. It's a psycho trash fest. It's a holding pen for mentally disturbed, perving, creeping sex offenders from DMH. And it's a negligent criminal slumlord from Russia kind of situation. It is like shithole central, really. It is. But hey, the rent is like $200 a week in Boston. So you get what you pay for, pretty much. And if you have to pay rent out of pocket, as I do, and I have been continually since I moved in 2011, I've always had to pay my rent out of pocket, aside from a couple of years during the pandemic where I did qualify for rental assistance that quickly dried up after the pandemic. Yeah, you get what you pay for. And I'm not really getting what I'm paying for right now. So I'm not even getting that, right? Just getting a lot of tasering and remote directed energy weapon use when I try to use my toilet. A lot of violence when I try to use my toilet. A compulsive masturbating piece of shit that keeps trying to break down my door, claiming he can hear what I'm saying, even when I'm only saying it at this sink, which is 30 feet away from his unit, and behind a wall that is completely covered with 2 inches of soundproofing foam. So if he says he can hear what I'm saying, then he's using, or he is on the receiving end of surveillance audio or video footage of what I do in this unit. This is not a private living space. This is a public forum. Fact.